Okay guys, I'm back for another cast on the Sorcerer. Yeah, last time I did Catacombs on normal, and this time we're gonna attempt Hell, which is the final 4 levels on in the game really. What I did get, I think I had a few gold to spare, and I'm down to, let me see, I have about, I have around 5,000 gold. Just gonna remove some of these extras here. I didn't get any new items, but I bought a couple of spell. Actually, most of them were sort of low-level spells. I think I might have bought an extra spell of Chain Lightning, but I'm still not gonna use it. 2 reasons. Sometimes it's too powerful, meaning that it'll shoot in all directions, and I'll get more aggro than I want to. Whereas I can more like control the normal lightning spell, as it's only sort of one lightning going in the direction that I wanted to. But I did get another spell, namely Spell of Stone Curse. It was a book that costs 12,000 gold. It can be useful to freeze a minion. You can freeze as many minions as you have mana to, so currently I have 386 mana and the spell cost is 60. So yeah, I can freeze 6 mobs if I want to sort of, completely exhaust my mana pool, which I probably won't. But it's just so you have an idea of what it's worth. How long I can freeze them, I don't know, at level 1, probably, I don't know, some seconds anyway. We're talking, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 seconds at level 1, something like that. But mana shield, I think I'm gonna put that at F8, and then fireball, lightning, these 2 are my 2 workhorses, and then Stone Curse as F7. I only got these 4 hotkeys, so I have to sort of select them with care. So we are talking fireball, lightning, Stone Curse, and mana shield. And as usual, when I sort of go down here in Hell, which is located pretty close to the center of town, oddly enough, but then always start out with mana shield, and decent gold piles now. It's starting to drop, almost 200 per stack, not too bad. Going pretty careful here because I don't want too much aggro, especially not in the beginning. I'd say my okay, so none of these mobs sort of like neither lightning nor fire, and I've already sort of noticed how fast they go down, so it's gonna face tank. I mean, normally if I have some mobs shooting at me, and some meaning ranged mobs, and I'll have melee mobs on top sort of advancing on me, then I will usually back up a bit, but they seem to be pretty squishy for the damage I was sort of dishing out. These guys, Guardians here, along with I think these what we call succubus. They come in sort of, it's the same mobs, not all of hell, but a lot of hell, and they are probably not to any surprise. They are sort of the lowest tier, so succubus are the lowest tier of these kind of sort of ranged mobs, and the guardians are the lowest tier of that kind of sort of melee mob. And so these were, I think they were immune to fireball as tested. I think they were, completely and utter immune. And even though they seem easy enough, then naturally I don't want to get sort of surrounded by them because I'm not very good with taking or receiving melee damage, especially. Not bad.
I have no room.
What I could do, by the way, I could test my stone curse here, and you can see a huge chunk of mana that it actually sort of took. But it's just so you have an idea what the spell is worth, and the duration seemed to be about, I don't know, 5 seconds, something like that. So these, the Guardians, as they sort of tend to like to sort of go a lot around you, then I'll usually just, you know, let them come to me and maybe give me one smack, and then they'll be standing right in front of me. Meaning they're standing still. So all the time, of course, I'm trying to be economical with my mana, meaning that I'm pretty much have my left hand on sort of the mana pots in my belt, ready to, when I'm around half mana, either from taking damage or dealing damage, then I sort of replenish my belt. And this mob dropped a book of holy bolts, not too bad. I'll take any spell I can get ready. I think, from what I recall, that holy bolt is actually useful on the final mob, meaning Diablo. I'm not 100% on that though, and I'm probably not gonna test it out in this video, because I think I'm simply too squishy. I need some kind of fire damage in order to engage him. Another reason is that there's actually no reason really to kill Diablo, just unless for show, you could say, because he doesn't drop any loot, and he doesn't give any experience either, which is rather hilarious in today's sort of standards from killing a boss. Normally that should be the grand finale, but it's actually not. You're actually sort of getting punished, I could say. Oh, I dropped a ring from one of the succubus I just killed. So, just so I keep that in mind, it's another good reason why you can sort of keep the mobs close to you, is that you can hear what actually, and see what actually drops. So, the money are pouring in here. So it was from this pile up here that the ring dropped. There it is. So you can see, not exactly easy to see. So use your ears well. We are talking 9,000 experience to level, what was it, 22? Not too shabby. It's like, I suppose these mobs are around my own level or a little bit higher, and that's probably when you get the most experience, just as in most other games, really. Because I've sort of went straight through, you could say, to this area. Normally I'll probably do Hell one more time. I mean, by Hell I mean these level 13, 14, 15, 16. Of two reasons: to be a little bit more robust for nightmare difficulty, which will become significantly harder. Also, you're missing resists, meaning in lightning, fire, and magic. however it looks when we go to nightmare difficulty. It will begin to tell mobs like this that will sort of they're actually using the fire inferno spell on you. It'll be felt, that's for sure. If you don't have any resist to fire. I actually currently have magic. Oh, nice. Well, unique here. I think it might be the second time this bow actually drops. Interesting. Not in this episode, but it did drop previously in one of the episodes. It might be another bow though, even though if it's the same sort of basic item. Some of the uniques actually can be 2 different pieces of gear, you could say. So let's say that doesn't go for light play, but I'm gonna use the we can just.
Where would I put this?
We can just use the hunter's bow here as an example. So if you have a unique hunter's bow, it actually might be 2 different uniques. It's still unique because they have a set of stats that no other item has. So in that sense, it's a unique. But it's not like usually there's only like one hunter's bow that is unique, but that could be 2 different. Hello. Yeah. Oh, got a level. That was quick. Just gonna go up right away. Magic, of course. And total mana pool is 398 now. Oh. I'm just gonna look. So we just got level. We had 187,000. No, not 2. We had 1,878,000, and next level is 2,400,000. So if you try to put that in perspective, 2,401,895. So it seems I need. Maybe 25-30% of my current XP base on top in order to get a level now. So now it's not a complete, you could say, something you do in like 20 minutes. It's starting to show, you could say, how much additional experience is needed for now every time you reach a level. And I can assure you, like, going from level 49 to 50, 50 being level 10, it will take a long time. So, a couple of stairs here we got. This is up to level 12. So if I had played the game and I had done caves, then this would be where it had started, down here on hill. I did start a new game, so I could just go from town and down. And this is sort of the stairs down to the next level, level 14. But I'm gonna do if I can, I'm gonna do full clears. That's the aim anyway, so... And good thing about lightning, by the way, is that you travel through the mobs, meaning that when you got 3 mobs here in a row, they will all 3 take actually the same kind of damage. And just as on pretty much at level 1, Mobs are still sort of getting aggro from my light range. That's what counts. They can get aggro as well if I'm hitting them accidentally. If I'm shooting after one mob and then accidentally hitting another mob, that can trigger them too, of course. So damage taken will probably mean that, well, and not probably, it will definitely mean that they'll start sort of moving towards me. Thought I saw something here, but I guess I didn't. Oh. Yeah, I did. There's a bow here. I didn't hear it drop, so yeah, bows are sort of notoriously hard to hear. And these guys here, the obsidians, the melees, normally I'm pretty stupid about melees, but my mana pool is sufficiently high now that I can sort of face tank some of them. I wouldn't do like the really big pile of them, but I can probably tank 2 or 3 or something like that. No problem. And when I have a big pile of mobs lying dead here, I usually just make sure that I picked up everything there was to pick up. I just woke up, guys. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm just gonna sip a coffee. There we go. Heroes back to do some more damage. This was like a classic example of the lightning traveling through the first mob. Yeah, and that's pretty much just to get rid of the scroll. There was a white plate here. It'll probably give me like, I don't know, 2,000-3,000 gold. So it's definitely worth picking up if I don't have anything more valuable than that. Very nice. So I got an elixir of vitality. Rarely fair, sort of rarely fairly, yeah, fairly rarely drop. So it's a drink, you could say, that would boost my vitality permanently. So when I use it, I currently have 20 vitality. Not true, 24. Meaning I got 55 hit points, and if I get one more vitality, I'm at 25, and as you can see, I only got 1 hit point from 1 vitality, and that also shows why it's such a bad... It's not a good idea to boost vitality, especially not in the beginning, because I only get 1 hit point per vitality point, whereas the warrior gets 2 hit points, and that makes much more sense. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip those 2 though. And the rogue get, I think, 1.5. So as the game cannot award the rogue 1.5 hit points, it'll, like, one of the vitalities, let's say, from, just to make it easy, from 1 to 2, you could say you'll get maybe 1.5 hit points, and then the next you'll get, you'll get 1 hit point, and then the next you'll get 2. That's how the rogue will sort of get her hit points. Whereas the mage is always 1 and the warrior is always 2. Alright, I think, I don't know, I may be able to clear the full level here with my current mana pool. Maybe I've already done so. I think I might have, actually. It's a little bit missing here up in the northern part. I can see there's sort of a broken wall here. It's not finished right there. And it seems I did a little fighting here, just sort of didn't clean it up completely. There we go. And the reason why he was moaning there is that some kind of trap went off. I didn't even get to see what kind of trap it was actually. So, back to stairs down. Yeah. And I wouldn't say I'm 100% sure, but let's say 99, it's that when you take a stair down, as usual, always cast Mana Shield, otherwise you'll die really, really quickly if I get hit by anything. But when you're standing here and you're taking a stair down, if you don't move, you will not be attacked. I mean, it's always located, so you're not sort of engaging a lot of mobs instantly. But as soon as you move, you can risk pulling a ton of mobs. And okay, I'm pretty sure these guys. Oh, I thought they were immune to fire, but I don't think they are on normal difficulty. I think on Nightmare maybe already, because they're red, they'll be immune to fire. That's how you can see it. Just gonna see what I have here. Flame Wave. Nova. Okay, so these are just for sale, just to get a little more gold out of it. So when I have a lot of sort of ranged, I try to pull them to me. So instead of going in and hunting these guys, I'm letting them come to me. And by doing this, the advantage of doing this is that I won't stir up the hive then. Again, here I have a lot of aggro. Why not let the aggro come to me? And by doing this, I'm sort of nice and slowly making more room for myself to maneuver or kite or So these dogs are really annoying. They hit really fast, and I guess they're not that bad on normal. This guy obviously resists lightning. Yeah, but I guess the first couple of minutes are usually the most sort of critical when you're just coming down on a new level. And it has to do with that yeah, you need this room to kite or do fighting withdrawal or yeah, something like that. About the dogs here, the lava morphs, I think they're called. They have a very fast attack speed, and even a warrior, unless he's really, really well geared, will have trouble fighting more than I think 2 at a time on health difficulty. This just shows the difference. When they die, they release this sort of acid, and you don't want to be standing on that, but your character wouldn't. Okay, so this one is immune to lightning. Lots of mobs there, so I'm just going around the corner, not to stir up more than that. Further,
I have no room.
From where I'm standing, they can be coming in a nice straight line. Yeah. I think I'm gonna leave the helm. Because it takes up the least space, and then I can get the staff here. I'm gonna kill this mob first. And it's up to town. Yeah, I accidentally cast a mana shield in the end. That wasn't intended, but it's actually just to get my mana shield ready for when I go down, so I won't forget. So
This does not.
Kane is about to tell you a story that about
Hello,
the next
my
level
friend.
below. There's
Stay a while and
some kind
listen.
of bad guy. Ring of Giants, 18 strength. Not bad. If I want to equip some kind of item that eventually that'll take a lot of strength, or give me a lot of strength. This is really pretty good armor. 8 to all stats and resist lightning, but it's required 65 strength. I'm nowhere near that, and when I actually get there, I'll probably I'd probably have found something better. So the staff could be interesting. It's 20 to magic. I currently have 13 to magic. It requires 30 strength. I have 19, so I need 11 strength. So I'm definitely gonna exchange the 10 dexterity. I don't need dexterity in any way as a sorcerer. Well, it'll give me a little bit more to hit if I'm melee, and maybe a little damage as well, and a very little armor class. I can remove it, so you can see 10 dexterity is the same as 2 armor class, meaning that 5 dexterity is 1 armor class for sorcerer. So when I equip this the strength ring instead, it's not only more strength. 18 strength versus 10 dexterity, but as you can see here, all the plates, for instance, it's always strength. This one is 80 and this one is 65. It says so in the bottom. But it means that now I can actually equip the staff. So by exchanging the dexterity ring for the strength ring, it makes me able to equip the staff that will raise my magic, which is my prime stat. So magic, I'm going up 7 from 141 to 148. No, 13 magic, 20 magic. Yeah, okay. I was looking over here, which is sort of the raw stats. This is sort of the buffed stats, meaning that it'll take into account, say, the 20 magic from the armor. So mana pool magic is going from 178 to 185. That means that my mana pool will go up from 398 to 412. Very nice, not too bad.
Whoa!
Just gonna sell some of the stuff here, including the ring. And insane amount of gold. You can see 27,000 for one item. Just gonna repair. I'm even gonna repair my staff because I got so much money right now. Let's see. Yeah, I found this bow actually once before. That's pretty hilarious, even because uniques are so rarely dropped. And of the 3 I found, maybe 4, then 2 of them were the same.
Whoa! What can I do for you?
I'm just gonna sell it. And I could look now that I'm here if he has something interesting. Not really. So, yeah, I'm going up to the witch. She might have a spellbook or 2. It's not like I want to spend all my gold now, but I'm gonna take a peek now that I have to replenish my mana anyway. There were 3 scrolls.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Scroll of Flame Wave, my old staff. Nova. Yeah, I think that's about it. Let's see what... I can fill up the belt here, and then... Let's see what other she has. Well, Book of Town Portal at 3,000 gold. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. I think all it does, the Book of Town Portal, is... I can imagine it'll lower the mana cost of it. So currently it's level 3, 29 mana. And when I use it, we are talking level 4, 26 mana. So it lowers the cost of my Town Portal spell. And that's fine. It's small. It's an advantage, even though it's a small one. Or as the mosquito said, as it peed in the desert, that even a small help is a help. So, let's see if I have enough gold here to fill up my mana.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Not quite.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
I had a magic helm lying around down in the dungeon still, so just gotta make...
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Make 4, say, open slots. So we're going back down to clear the next level, meaning level 14 now. Here we go. Yeah, Couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to clear the corner down here or if I want to go this way, but... Oh. So the last time I met these sort of the red witches here, whatever they were called, it was on hell difficulty on... I mean... This is normal difficulty, then nightmare, and then finally I got hell difficulty. So it was on hell difficulty, and back then they are immune to fire. And that's why I sort of suppose my spine just remembers that. That's why I'm constantly trying to use fire on them. And we got another, it's a breastplate. Thank you. And as you can see, the witch down here, she sort of lost my light radius for a couple of seconds, and then she sort of stalled. This one. Nice splash damage there, by the way, on the fireball. Just gonna close these corners up here. Oh, doing the same again now. Meaning, yeah, running on autopilot. Oh, bugger. And you know what? I forgot to pick up the helm as well. That's too bad because I could use a new helm. I'm currently running around with pretty much garbage. So, you know what, guys? I'm just gonna go up and see if I can find the helm still. I think it was up here somewhere. But the more I explore the map, the less chance I have to find the helmet. Which is a great band, by the way. That's a completely different story, though. I think it was... Yeah, it's there. Nice, nice. So, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I could spend them, but I could also... I'm gonna mark these with the town portal. So, there's 2 mana pots lying around here. It's not the end of the world if I forget them, but I'm probably using a lot of mana in order to clear full level 14 here, so... There should be room to pick
Where
up
would I put this?
These 2 mana. Anyway, he could pick up the gold because the amount of gold that I'm supposed to pick up here is higher than 20, which is what this stacks as. So let's do it like that. And yeah, at some point gold becomes pretty much useless because it's very rarely that there will be something that you need from the vendors, and you only need it for repair, really. But I'm far from that point though, fortunately, because it's always fun to get a little bit of money that you can improve your character with. And I think actually the helm here, it requires 25 strength, so again I can use it due to my really nice ring here of 18 strength, and it will almost certainly be better than what I have. I mean, just the armor alone is 6, and what I'm currently equipped is 2, so no doubt there. The cauldrons here, don't touch them, I was about to say. It's a random shrine cauldron, meaning that worst case scenario is that it could be the shrine that will steal sort of 10% of your mana for good. And if that happened, I would probably, if I accidentally took it and found out that I lost 10% of my mana, I would think I would leave my character or commit suicide, because I really need that mana pool later on. Another ring. It's right in front of me, very nice. When I pick up the ring, I always control that I actually got it. As there's no sound when you pick up anything. And the doggies here. Hello. another ring, not too bad. Okay, so there's like some kind of boss. Ouch, she hurts a lot. Some kind of boss lady up here. Die the witch. Who dropped a saber? These sort of special mobs, they can drop sometimes anyway. They have a chance to drop loot that's really, really good. So has the normal mobs actually, like these, but... Oh, and level again already. Got an elixir vitality again, it's not too bad. It's the only elixir that you, when you get a little higher level, that the witch have a chance to sell actually. Except the vitalities. Just gonna use it, it's 1 extra hit point. Yeah, sure, I'll take anything I can get really. And level as well. So that's more magic, guys, and we are on 424 mana now, not too bad. I have great respect for these dogs because, like I said, in the final version at hell difficulty, they are extremely nasty. Because they hit so fast, and if you have low armor class, you simply get stunned. And while you're stunned, you can't move, you can't cast spells, etc. And more and more mobs will sort of pile up on you. Oh. Wrong spell. So as I was casting by mistake my Stoker spell, then I actually was, well, I wouldn't say try to suicide, not on purpose anyway, but I was using my mana really, really fast, unintended, to limited gain, you could say, by, I mean, you won't get anything out of just chain sort of spamming Stone Curse on the same mob. You might renew the sort of the duration that it's Stone Cursed, but yeah, you're not getting any value from those 60 mana spent per, except that you're pretty much just exhausting your mana pool, which means you are vulnerable to damage, especially. There we go. Corner secure. And this time we need so I'm at 2.5 mil and I need 3.1. That's about, yeah, what's that? Okay, now I have to do a little math here. Yeah, it's around 20-25% extra experience for a level. Howdy. The mobs that just started shooting on me now are definitely mobs that sort of got aggro due to damage. I heard that I hit some of them, even though it was sort of off screen, you could say. And as you can probably imagine later on, these mobs here, when they sort of shoot and scoot at you or kite you, if you are a warrior, for instance, it's gonna be hell to catch them. Sometimes you have to corner them and then standing like this in order to actually get them down. If you miss them maybe once or twice, then they'll run away again and aggro more mobs. So even as a warrior, the Stone Curse spell will be invaluable. So even for warrior, it's extremely important, almost more important than for sorcerer here, to every single mana point you can scrape together from your gear or your stats in any way becomes vital. But I might make a series at some point about warrior. Very fun class to play, but also very difficult class to play, I would say. At least the play style that I have sort of accumulated with them. But I'm fine with sorcerer here for the moment. It was just maybe for a future project. And just as the last level, it's pretty much the same amount of mana that I have left. Yeah, looks like I cleared it all. So, I'm just looking for the exit, and there can pretty much be only 2 stairs pretty much on all the levels. So you'll have a level up to 13 and a level down to 15. I guess that's basic math. So I have to go around. Must be this one down there then. As I found the stairs up, and now I need to find the stairs down. Just gonna take a little sneak peek before I get up and get some more mana. Level 15 is a little bit special in the sense that it always has the same structure. I think it's like 4 big rooms with hallways in between. And I suppose the reason why it's set up like that, I think I'm just gonna blow this, is that there's a boss here called Lazarus, He's part of the law. Okay, they don't care about fire. Fine, you'll get the lightning then. These mobs are extremely annoying, but the reason why he's teleporting himself. By the way, you may notice that I'm actually taking a lot of damage from the lightning because I have 0 resist. But these guys, they keep teleporting around. And usually when they do that, it's because they feel like they are too close to you. And then they will teleport until they have the correct distance. So if you find some that are stationary, then indeed burn all your... I got too close to him there, and probably here again. Oh. Alright. I think I'm going up. That dropped some kind of item, I think. Got a little too much aggro here. Gotta see if... Okay, they don't care about fire. Okay, so these, they're called... I didn't get to see it actually, but they are top tier of those kind of mobs. And on hell difficulty at least, they are immune to, yeah, I think all your damage really as a
Hello,
caster.
my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Very good ring. Lion is a great sort of prefix to a ring. Had I had a warrior, it would be a great sort of supplement to your character, but now not really. Okay, so I can boost my resists a bit. I think that would be nice. Well, first of all, the helmet here is way better. So I get 32 lightning resist, and now I actually have some lightning resist. That's nice. There was a fire resist ring. It's sort of situational. I think I'll keep it for now.
Whoa! What can I do for you?
So, good ring, but yeah, not for Sorcerer, so it's going... Repairing, yeah. And I'm just gonna see if this blacksmith has anything interesting now that I'm here. Not really. So let's go visit the witch again, and huge pile of gold again, as you can see. The fire resist ring here, it could be useful on actually the final levels down by Diablo, because there's only of possible magic damage taken, it's only fire down there, so it would be better to use fire resist, of course. Let's see, yeah, I can sell one of these.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
So I'm just gonna see if she has anything interesting, books or flasks or whatever. There's a book of fireball. Oh yes, please, I'll take it.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
And a better staff actually, as I'm pretty sort of well off with gold at the moment. I think that I'm actually gonna buy it, because for 18,000 gold I can get a 7 additional magic. You know what? I'll take it. Definitely.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
As you can see here, my current staff is 20 magic, so it's 7
I
extra
sense a
magic.
soul in search of answers.
Had I had sort of less money, I wouldn't have done it. I would probably try to see if I can get anything better. But as you can see here, my mana pool will rise now from 424 to 438.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
So selling the old, and about the oh, didn't I get the fireball book? I guess I didn't.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
There we go. Book of Fireball, it's a level 3 spell, and one of those that I'm currently using, so I have currently level 1. mana cost 16, 56 to 96. So 16, 56 to 96. And level 2 is 15 and 63 to 108. So 1 less mana per cast and huge extra damage. So big, very big to get extra.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
So I'm just filling up with mana pots here. There we go. Might even drink. At least 1. And mana shield at the ready. We are currently level 23. And it's pretty good with loot so far. Got a lot of actually fairly useful stuff. But on this level, as you can, this was one of sort of the 4 main quadrants. There wasn't that many mobs here, and this is fine. I think I'm just gonna use my lightning spell because they all seem to take damage from that. I think we're just gonna test. Yeah, they don't care about fire. So the soul burners here on hell, they are immune to lightning and fire at least. This kind of level, oh man, it's just hell for warrior, but for as a caster here, it's not that bad really. And now that I have them in this fine line, it's pretty easy to take them down. The lightning is not that effective when it's not sort of doing the full blitz with this guy. It's gonna fill up my spell even while taking damage. A nice ring. But as soon as the lightning spell sort of travels through the mob, it's doing significantly more damage. Meaning instead of, if I was sort of standing right in front of a mob and doing, the mob was standing here, it's hardly doing any damage. This doesn't count as a full sort of lightning damage spell. The lightning has to travel through the mob. So, as ranged, well, as melee as well, but in another kind of way, but as ranged attack-wise, it means a ton to sort of position yourself. This guy as well, when he's not getting the full sort of amount of lightning damage, but now he will, because as you can see now the spell is traveling completely through him, and it'll do a lot more damage. So, there's a cauldron. Cauldrons are not my friend, so I'm gonna definitely not click it. And another, actually an amulet, not too bad. Yeah, my amulet is okay-ish, but not better than that. And while I'm doing this fighting, I'm constantly having sort of an eye on my mana pool, so I won't run out and pretty much die instantly with the few hit points I actually have. Let's try again. And as I was talking about initially at this level 15, it's like 4 quadrants, and it has to do with that the boss, there's always a boss with 2 sort of mini bosses, sort of, you could say he's an assistant Not to mention all these sort of normal mobs here in the same quadrant. It's the top quadrant. I'm at the top quadrant to the right. You got the lower right, higher right, and then you got the higher left. And it's always in the higher left quadrant that this guy is with these assistants. And they all three can drop pretty interesting loot. Further, there's one extra sort of mini-boss, you can say, and she's standing right here. I know it's a she because, as you can see, I think she's called Bloodlust. It's always the same mob. She can be standing sort of in a random spot though. And she didn't like fire. But these special mobs, it's like they can... It's not like they will always, but they can drop... I was about to say they can drop... item of a better quality than normal, and as you can see, this could be coincidence as well, but she actually dropped a unique plate mail. It's not too bad. Yes. Oh my god. Okay guys, this is best in slot for Sorcerer, actually chest piece. Oh my god, I forgot if it was a plate mail or some other kind of plate, but it's actually some kind of light plate that's, yeah. You'll see the stats eventually. A really lucky drop for me. So as level 23 I already have a beast item. It could be a little better because the armor is 42. I think it's between 40 to 50 probably. So the armor class could have been a little bit better. But the stats are sort of frozen. It's the same stats always. It's only the armor that can vary. And it's because the basic plate mail here, it just has these stats, just like a basic, say, armor, leather armor of this kind will have a certain variety in armor. But you could argue it's not a perfect item because it's not the maximum sort of armor value, but you know what, I don't really care. Well, I do care. It would be a bit nice to get the perfect stats, but this will be just fine. I'm very content. It's been an extremely good run so far. Lots of money, lots of cash, and yeah, that's about the same, but also lots of money, lots of useful items is what I meant. So what I do normally is that I sort of clear everything but the final sort of boss quadrant, because it's a perfect lineup with lighting here, by the way. There you go. Because if the sort of the final pull goes wrong, then I have a lot of sort of room to do my fighting retreat. So three of them, the mobs were standing pretty badly, so I let them come to me, and as you can see here, at least I got two of them in a fine line. And the third I just have to do like that. And it's not like the game mechanic is that due to me being a sorcerer, you get this certain item to drop because you're a sorcerer. This is completely 100% coincidence. And one other thing is that I've been pretty lucky with my drops. I mean with the uniques. I think this is the fourth unique I got already. It'll be normal to maybe get 0 to 1 unique at this point, but again it's a complete coincidence, and I might play for hours and hours eventually and get none. So again, complete coincidence. But as you can see here again, a lot of positioning in order for the mob to sort of getting into my killing field and not hunt. So I'm not hunting them. There's another, one thing is killing them faster, but there's another advantage by doing this, that the mobs, if you can, let them come to you. I can't do that with these caster guys here. Because they just act differently. I can't control them sort of in the same way. But the soul burners I can. They are dropping a lot of loot and I'm not complaining. Okay, so it's like there was some hidden wall there. It's not optimal that I have to kill them one by one, but yeah, can always get what you want. All of these mobs, as you can see, the lightning were traveling through them, so they go down pretty fast because they take the full amount of damage possible from the spell. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is top left. Meaning this is where the sort of the boss and his assistants are. I'm gonna try not to stir up the hive in there. Just clearing out the mobs in front of it or around it. The inner area there is very nice. And yet another level, so we are at level 24, and yeah. You guessed it, 450 total mana, not too bad. And for the first time I don't have enough mana to do a complete clear. And to be honest, by the way, I can't remember if if this one has a strength requirement, but actually I think it don't, and that's why if you can see the breastplate here, in the text below it says required 40 strength. Here it doesn't say any about strength requirement, and I think it's actually because it doesn't have any strength requirement, which makes it the perfect sorcerer plate. Yeah, okay. You know what, guys, I'm just gonna go to town. It's getting a little bit too risky with this low amount of mana left. And what happens when I go up here is that I lose aggro as well. My light radius won't interfere sort of through the wall. So let's see what it was.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while
Not
and
bad.
listen.
13 to all stats is pretty good. Meaning, yeah, to all 4 main stats, the ring. Staff, yeah, on mediocre. And plate of Vigor. Nice light plate, it's called. It's the sorcerer plate. Let's do it first. So no strength requirement, perfect. Plus 5 to magic, yeah, sure, that's nice. Plus 20 to mana, that's really nice. Resist all 20%, very nice. But spells are increased 1 level, and this is what makes this plate best in slot, because there are no other chest items that will increase all your spells. So what it does, I'm just gonna equip it, and not to mention that, as you can see, it looks really cool. So finally, he doesn't look like the complete noob that just started. You could say, how much extra mana are we getting here? Yeah, I'm actually going low. I'm losing 10 mana points from 450 to 440. But what am I gaining? I'm gaining 20% resist all. So you can see my resists here. So they're sort of decent now. I'm not completely naked in resists. And all my spells are increased with 1 level, meaning that, as you can see here, my current fireball spell is level 3. If I unequip the armor, you can see actually that my base fireball spell is level 2. So I'm going from 1565 to 111, and it's now 14 and 73 to 124, using fireball as the example here. Very, very nice. About the amulet here, 29 strength, that's better than 18 for sure, but yeah. And I had 4 all stats. I think I'm actually, even though I'm losing a few mana points, I might actually equip the 29 strength ring, because, oh yeah, defo. Resist is good, and faster recovery is nice as well, so I'm gonna keep this ring. And I'm gonna exchange the 18 for 13 all. So instead of just getting 18 strength, I'm getting 13 in all 4 categories, meaning that my mana pool will rise from 440 to 466. That's really sweet. And then, yeah, I'd argue that 29 strength is better than 4 all, and then again, yeah, maybe not. I'm just gonna keep this amulet for now. The fire resist ring here is still sort of situationally better. It will be on the final level at least. So,
Well,
but I'm just
what
gonna
can I do
sell
for you?
not this ring as the only one. The fire resist ring. And goodbye my old armor. Repair. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I could see if he has
Well,
anything.
what
of
can I do
interest.
for you?
Nope.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
So I'm just gonna check if she has anything of interest. Yeah, I'll take the infravision now that I'm here, and then I'm just gonna fill up with mana. As I know, these 3 sort of bosses will drop an item each, then I'm making a little bit of room for that. On the other hand, I have to clear quite a bit, I think, before that, so I'm just gonna fill up.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
There we go. Good to go. Yeah, and by the way, this is sort of the finished look of Sorcerer. There are 3 different looks. The one that I've been running around with so far, and then there's sort of a black look when you use mail. But this, I went directly from leather to plate because I have this very special plate here that has no strength requirement. And I actually got aggro. I don't know if they sort of remembered it or just got a mark. There is a flail here that I can't carry. I'm just marking it with the town portal. And can be a good defensive measure as well to just open a town portal. Oh, and there's a tower shield here as well. Just making a little stash here, so I got room for the tower shield as well. There we go. And I would say it's actually felt that my lighting spell is 1 higher level. It feels like, you know, it's doing more damage and it feels like more massive, really, the spell. And as you can see in here, there are 3 sort of lighted spots, and that's where the boss is here by the altar, and the kid that's lying there dead with probably his heart torn out or something nasty like that. It's part of the lore. I think it's King Leoric, if you remember that skeleton guy. It's his son. That he's been, I don't know, sacrificing or something. Besides that, there's a ton of other mobs in there, and yeah, I've sort of adapted. I think most people will, because you can't sustain that kind of damage you'll take in there, but just you can't face tank all the damage in there, so you have to sort of lure some of them out and soften up the entire area in there. What you can see glowing here is the portal down to Diablo, or the stairs or whatever. It's not open at the moment, but eventually when I've killed the final boss, I'm able to go down there. Not the final boss, but the final boss on this level, meaning Lazarus is called. And there's actually a weapon rack here. It's quite nice. I can actually take it if I want to with good old telekinesis. Where are you there? There we go. Item picked up. So I think I'm just gonna stir up the hive here and then make a bit of a retreat into where I came from. But these guys, the magistrates there, I'm trying to let them sort of settle. Because you spend a lot of mana trying to kill them if they keep sort of displacing. I dropped an elixir of magic, by the way, and it will give me permanently 1 extra magic. That's really nice. Pick it up. And as you can see here, currently my mana pool is 466. If we're gonna drink it, it's 468 because I got 1 extra magic. Very, very nice. Give us a little bit of need to clear up here. Another plate mail, very nice. One good thing about being so many mobs in here is that it's almost impossible not to hit anything when there are so many mobs in there. So if I'm shooting for one mob that moves, one other mob will probably get hit. Right. There we go. So I seem to be missing a small corner down here. Just double checking that there's no loot lying around. Scroll of Apocalypse. It's one of the spells that Diablo himself is actually using. It's quite nasty, actually. It's look like small nukes, really, of fire, but it's sort of an AoE spell, and it hurts a lot. Yeah. Not much else to say about it, except you cannot get it as a spell. I think initially it was intended as a level 4 spell, but suppose Blizzard sort of figured out it was too powerful, and it would have been, I think, because you'll just be able to nuke everything from afar, sort of.
I cannot carry anymore.
Okay, so the two bosses there just came out from me, just sneak peeking inside. One down, and the other one didn't seem to care too much for fire. Go. Let's see. All right. Let's go, check out the hive again. So, smart thing to do is kill all these sort of minions here. These advocates, it's the same mobs that are actually on the level below, and it's fire damage that they deal. I think I'm actually gonna equip my fire ring instead of my magic ring, because I'm hardly taking any magic damage onwards from here. So my magic damage is gonna go down, and my resist magic will go down, but my resist fire will go up. And I need fire resist more than anything now. Especially if I'm gonna do a little attempt on Diablo, I'm not gonna promise that I can actually get him down, but yeah, sure, I can give it a shot. So this guy, he can be a little annoying, and because he's sort of teleporting around a lot, but he's not. Yeah, he's not immune to Stone Curse, and that's where Stone Curse become really useful. Just gonna Stone Curse him again. His fire burst balls hurt a lot.
Your madness ends here,
so,
betrayer.
He can also drop a book, as you just saw. This is probably some of the worst loot that he can drop, but it's okay, I'll take it. After you kill him, the portal down here will open. I'm just gonna double check that I got all the loot from... Yeah, there was a tower shield here. Let's see... Yeah, it's all... I'm gonna leave this and take the tower shield, and then I'm actually gonna go up to town. I just need to pick up the crown when I get down. I'm pretty much out of mana, and yeah, there's a lot of loot here I can sort of get identified and sell.
Your stop.
So,
my
some
friend.
lore after I killed
Stay a while
Lazarus.
and listen.
Not bad. Resist all 36, that's actually really good for a shield. Problem is, this requires 60 strength. That's a lot. Let's see how much strength do I have at... on the other hand, I could, if I equip the Amulet of Titans instead of, yeah, Amulet of the Moon. I'm getting very much closer to the 60 strength. Yeah, I'm actually at 57, guys. So then this shield all of a sudden becomes interesting. If I need resist anyway, because I'm gonna lose a lot of magic, so it's kind of situational. For now, I think I'm just gonna keep it. It's the stat Obsidian is pretty rare, especially on shields. So for now, I'm just gonna keep it alongside the Amulet of Titans. And by keep it, I mean probably like leave it up in town. So we're gonna do a little shopping around here, and after that, it's down to the last level. That's level 16, and that's where Diablo always resides. The map is always pretty much the same. Again, 4 quadrants, and you have to open the quadrants one by one.
I sense a soul in search of
specific
answers.
order. Yeah, I'm not gonna use the apocalypse. Well, I can show you what it's about, but I have to clear an no, I can actually use it on the level where I came from. Let's see if she has something of interest. Book of Fireball. Oh yes, please. Very good. Almost the best book I could get. So we're currently at level 3 with 1473 to 124. And I'm now at level 4 with 13. Same mana cost, but 82 to 139. So pretty nice buff to damage.
I sense a soul
And
in search of answers.
Stupid me, I forgot to sell these. Just gonna throw them there.
I sense a soul in search of answers. I sense a soul in search of answers.
Yeah, so the ring here, I don't need it below sort of to equip it, but it's so valuable just after all the resist that I want to keep it for now. And if I have to leave in a hurry, and I sort of promised myself and the viewers as well that I'll allow myself to do the escape, save and exit. I'll try not to use it, but it's like pretty much you could sort of...
I have no room.
You could argue it's about the same as... Oh yeah, I got the crown here, I forgot. It's pretty much the same as a potion of petrification or Altar 4. But there will be situations that I cannot sort of survive otherwise. I mean, you can get surrounded by invisible mobs, for instance, and you won't have a chance to get out. There's no chance really that you can... that you can get out of it, so yeah. Anyway, I just used the Scroll of Infravision. It'll show me all mobs on the map, including the ones that are behind walls here, including Diablo actually. But currently he's standing sort of inside a walled off area. It's just for safety here in the beginning, because I'm still a little bit squishy. And we got the blood knights here. You don't want them too close to you, especially as a sorcerer. After all, yeah, sure, one I can handle, but not multiple. That'll go through my health, meaning my mana really, really quick. So this was sort of the first quadrant. Actually, it's this. I think it's the second. So I have to pull some levers or levers. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Probably lever. It's some kind of handle that you have to engage, and when you have engaged that, you can then a wall will open, and you can get in elsewhere where you can then pull another lever. So I could use Stone Curse some. Good thing is got mobs under control. Bad thing is that it's eating a lot of my mana. As I read more books of Stone Curse, it's currently level 1 and 60 mana. The cost will go down. I think the duration is always the same. Probably around 5 seconds. That the mob will be frozen. You cannot use it on Diablo though. It's not that easy to kill him.
Where would I put this?
But about Diablo, it's very much a stun fight. I have to stun him or he stuns me, and then yeah, the guy that can sort of stun the most with his spells are able to hit the other wins the fight. That's how it feels anyway. But we'll take it when we get there. I feel confident enough that I can probably kill him. I'm not sure though, but I'll give it a shot. Especially after I found a nice light plate. It helps pretty much on everything because I got both resist and boosted my spells a bit. So I want these guys to come in a straight line to me. And by the way, these mobs, it's always the same, these blood knights. And I think they're called advocates. The ranged guys. Because of course there are advocates in hell. We all know that. Oh my. Big pile of just sort of aggro there. Even though I'm feeling fairly strong, I'm not hitting that many mobs at the same time. That's suicidal. But maybe you can understand now why I wanted that sort of fire resist instead of the fire resist instead of the magic resist. I don't need the magic resist because it's all fire damage. This. So about the advocates, when they're in a huge pile and you can't sort of take all the damage they deal out, like there, it's fire and maneuver. Don't stand still for too long. Sure, I'll take a hit now and then, but not the full load, you could say. Now I have them sufficiently sort of thinned out, that pack, that yeah, I can deal with them. Very nice. And I sort of cleared around the center of this quadrant, you could say. So we got a quadrant there, and I'm currently in another one, the two top quadrants. What I do is now is I'm gonna clear inside here. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that everything's cleared here. And then I could, for the fun of it, blow some of these scrolls of apocalypse. So what this lever does, and normally I actually don't open them, but this one is fairly safe. This lever in the top left quadrant, it will always open this piece of wall there. As you can see, it opened there. So now I can go in here. I'm probably gonna wait with it and just clear some of the other stuff here. And just to show you what these scrolls of actually I could maybe use them against Diablo. That might be smart. So I'm just gonna save them for now. I can use one just to show you what it's all about. So as you can see, with some kind of... Oh, wrong spell. It's some kind of AoE damage. I'm not sure if it's fire or magic. I think it's fire. There we go. So the mobs that are over here, they won't come out unless I sort of aggro them with my light radius. Major pack down there. So I don't want to be caught in a crossfire from 3 different angles. So it's in, make a couple shots, get out again. Oh. And you don't want, definitely don't want melee mobs on top. Another elixir of magic, very nice. That's a little too close for comfort. I actually think that one of those Blood Knights can probably one-shot me if he got to my hit points. Maybe two-shot. Yeah, so it's time to get some more mana. This is becoming way too risky. There we go.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
It's a pretty good sword. Masters, the prefix Masters is pretty good actually. I think it's one of the highest, sort of, you get to hit and plus damage. It's the same, sort of, Masters will give you both to hit and damage. And then of Giants is nice. The best one-handed sword you can get is King's, is the highest sort of prefix. And then of Haste, meaning that you deal the damage very fast. So there was a crown of 19 to magic. Maybe. I think I might keep it for now. It's an undecided.
Well, what can I do for you?
So selling, and as you can see, it was good money as well for the masters because it's just a good sword. The ring I'm gonna keep. It was the magic resist. So I'm just gonna repair as well. It becomes a bit of a puzzle item-wise now, where you sort of have to maximize your stats and also be situational. So at some levels you'll need to do more about your resists, and at other points you'll find an item that you wanna use, and then you need to boost your strength, etc.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Just gonna fill up my belt, see if she has something interesting. Yeah, Book of Fire Bolt. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. No problem. Rest is pretty crappy. Warriors, by the way, is sort of one of the lower stats where you get to hit and damage are the same, just like Masters is a way higher stat. So who can drop what depends on your level, and especially on the mobs level.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
In order to find one of these great prefix or suffix stats that most of the items are built of, you can see here Savage Flail of the Stars. It's the same, two different stats. A prefix and a suffix. Yeah. Drop this pile of gold, and I think I can carry one more mana.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Off to do. Oh. And yeah, well, there's an infravision, but yeah. I think I might actually bring it. There we go. It could be useful if I have enough mana to get close to Diablo this time. Mana shield up, and let's kick some butt. So now I'm clearing the 2 other quadrants. I got the 2 top quadrants cleared, and by the way, I might as well set up my spells a little differently. So I get F5 is my fireball, F6 is my Stone Curse. I don't need lightning. Not everything. Yeah, well. This is a special boss. He's always Gorish on this level. And he dropped a nice book of Charge Bolt. Got a little bonus aggro because I hit after he died. One of the fireballs sort of passed through him and hit one of the other guys, or the advocates. But it's good to clear around this sort of one of this quadrant, because now I have something I can sort of take cover behind. So make a few shots and then, yeah, move. Too much heat, definitely. So I'm falling back so much, like here, that the advocate sort of lost my light radius, and I can then sort of reset the fight. There we go. Then at some point I have sort of cleared enough of these guys that I can be more stationary and deal with them. But I guess that's what I kind of like a lot about this game, is that especially at this stage it's not too repetitive, and it will become eventually, but at the moment it's not, and there's so many options where you can sort of you can combine your gear in new ways in order to make them optimal for whatever mobs you are encountering. Blood Knights, by the way, they can't stun you when they hit you, so that means that you're standing, maybe you become stationary, unwanted stationary, you could say, while you're stunned for 1 or 2 seconds, and that can be lethal if you're taking a lot of fireball damage at the same time. when I'm sort of going around a corner, there could be a lot of these knights standing right here. So by the way, it's just some game mechanics. So usually I'll sort of take a swing around the corner, so I won't just accidentally run into a couple of blood knights. In this fourth quadrant, the lower to the right, in there in the star, that's actually where Diablo's standing. And he's always in this quadrant, just as the boss Lazarus is above, is always in the same top left quadrant. That's just how the game is. Doesn't matter if it's normal or hell or nightmare difficulty. So we got another level, guys. Not too bad. I am level 25 now. Just gonna use it on, yeah, you guessed it. Infravision, yeah, sure, nice. I can use that. So I'm gonna go up and clear this in order. So what I did first was that I cleared this. Well, actually, I cleared over here around this area in the sort of, let's call it the top right quadrant. But it's in the top left quadrant that there's a lever, and when you open it, you open this piece of wall, as you saw, and then I can go in here. In here, there's another. I'm just gonna call them lever, I think. I think that's what they're called. So there's usually a big, here's the lever by the way, but there's usually a big pack in here, so I'm just gonna stir up the hive and then fall back a bit. Yeah, by the way, I got stunned because I got hit a couple of times and then I couldn't cast, so this lever, by the way, it opened the walls down here. So it opened 4 walls, 1, 2, 3, 4. And inside, yeah, that lever is the final. Actually, there's 2 levers in there, and you have to open both, and that will then open the walls into Diablo. So, sort of tactical, I think it's better to... Usually I clear the full areas around the sort of... around the sort of close-ins, you could say, where there are more mobs. There's no reason to open for more mobs when you can deal with the ones outside first. So this one is always open. There's nothing you can where the first lever is, but the other 3 sections are sort of closed with an area around them. So yeah, clear the outside first and then go in afterwards and aggro a bit at a time. So I'm gonna aggro a few of the mobs that are standing. There are a lot of mobs in here, but as you can see, so I'm gonna just aggro a few. And just from that sort of sneak peek, you can see I got quite a few. Book of Flame Wave, yeah, sure. I think I already have it. Yeah, it's level 3 now. But you can see it's actually doing a lot more damage than the Fireball. The problem with this spell, I can equip it just for fun, is that it's like a creeping firewall going ahead of you. And it can, so it's not so focused as the Fireball, where the Fireball is more like single target, whereas the Flame Wave is more like, I don't know, multiple mobs following you, something like that. I would say the disadvantage by this game, and because it's old, there aren't that many hotkeys really, and I can't bind sort of specially spells indefinitely. I'm gonna open 1 lever. There's another one, and nothing happens from just opening one. You have to open both, and then you'll sort of open the room into Diablo himself. Drop the ring, always nice. These mobs are the highest level that mobs can be here on normal difficulty. So that means they have chance to... It's an amulet, very nice. They have a chance to drop some of the best prefix and suffix on items due to their high level, the mobs. So it's always more interesting to get an amulet from one of these guys than say a mid-tier mob, even on hell difficulty or nightmare difficulty. And that's just how it is. So it could be worth, you could say, farming hell here for items, but the experience will get sort of worse and worse as your level, your character levels will rise compared to the mobs you're killing. And that's why you're sort of getting driven onwards versus hell difficulty and the hell area here, because eventually these are actually the only mobs that will give you an experience due to their level being close to yours. Alrighty. And before I pull the final lever here, I'm just gonna check that I didn't get any stragglers. So what will happen when I open this lever is that this final block will open 4 passages as well. They're way more wide, as you can see. This was small openings and it's big openings here. That means that you can get a lot of aggro. So what I do, I pull the mobs with my light radius, not by casting spells. So as you can see, the light radius is pretty far down here. And that's just standard light radius. So I'm moving forward as far as I can without aggroing Diablo. And as you can see, one of them took the bait now. They got aggro from the light radius. I'm pulling out. What I'm trying to do here is... I'm trying to pull out the melee mobs. And let me see. Yeah, I have 2 infravision spells, so I'm actually gonna use them so you can see better. See how many mobs are in here? It's pretty wild. So I just pull the melee mobs and it's just fine. Gonna do the same here. I don't have to go all here out by the wall. But what's most important here is that I don't pull Diablo, because I'm actually in big trouble if I pull him along with some of the other mobs here. I would have liked to have full fire resist, but I got 55 by the way, because the spells that Diablo are casting are pretty nasty, and it's fire damage. So some of the range got out here, and yeah. It's almost unavoidable, so I'm just moving away, so I'm trying to make sure that none of my fireballs are accidentally hitting Diablo, because then he'll come at me immediately if he takes damage. And compared to the other mobs, Diablo has a lot of clout in the way that he can... Yeah, he'll follow you for much longer. Than mobs normally will. And actually he's so nasty sometimes that he will he'll spam this this apocalypse spell so that so you won't have a chance to pretty much get away from him. By the way, you can see him down there. He's standing there in the middle. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna aggro him. Surprisingly, I didn't hit him. Okay, I hit him there, and as you can see, he's using his. It's called Apocalypse. I have the same spell here. Actually, well, I was about to cast it on him, but he cast on me first. There he is. Yeah, this might have been a stupid idea, really, because he seems to be way faster than me, really. As you can see, he's doing quite a bit of damage here. The idea is here to dump him aggro. But I might not be able to be honest. So I might have to escape and quit. But what I could do is just get up here. I made it. That's really nice. I guess, or maybe not. Well, what I was thinking about is, yeah, what I can do here. It's a bit annoying, really, but it's as I'm fairly weak compared to Diablo now. It's hard to get rid of him, and as you might saw, he's faster than I am. So what I can do is I can go up to town, and if you noticed, I left a town portal below. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting up to town by simply using the stairs. If I cast a new time portal, I use the very valuable town portal I have below, because I'd like to make a full clear. And this way I'm sure to sort of get Diablo one by one. Or on a mano, you can say fight. Further, I'd like to... Oh. One thing I forgot here, actually. I don't want to go through all of... the areas that I haven't cleared. So aren't there a level up to town? Yeah. At level 13 here, as you can see, there's actually 3 stairs. And while you get from one certain area, this is the hell area. But when you go from, say... the thing is, there will always be, if you are level, say at level 14, then there will be a stairs down to 15, and there will be a stairs up to 13. So if you are at 14, you can always get from level 13 and to level 13 and 15. One level in each direction. But when you get to a new area, there will always be one extra stairs, this one up to town. And that has to do with that there's a rift, you could say, in the town to all the 4 areas, and that needs a stair as well. So this way I knew I could sort of get up to town if I, went back to level 13. Anyway, let's identify the
Hello,
item.
my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Ooh, this is pretty crazy, guys. So I just got an amulet of the Zodiac. The Zodiac is actually the best stat, and the best stat you can get is 20 to all. That's the maxed out Zodiac. The Zodiac will be between 15 to 20. I think I had... Yeah, okay, 4 to all stats. Imagine that. And now I got 19 to all stats. Massive, really. So my mana pool is going from 482 to 512. Yeah, sure, I can equip this other item. I don't really need it, so I'm just gonna sell these 2 my old items. And I had a ring of... no, an amulet of Titans, 29 to strength. I think I'm not gonna use it because this is so powerful, the Zodiac, so I'm just gonna keep that for now. I'm just gonna sell...
Whoa! What can I do for you?
Amulet of the Moon, Amulet of the Titans... Yeah, and this helmet as well. So I need to pack up in case I can't handle Diablo, because in that case I'm gonna have to leave, sort of. And by leave I mean save and exit. Yeah.
Whoa! What can I do for you?
See if he has anything interesting. Probably not. Nope. But anyway, since I've sort of crawled back to town through the areas that are cleared in hell, then I can get a portal down to the final level where Diablo is. I can clear out the remaining minions, and then finally I can do a mano-a-mano fight with Diablo himself. I'm just gonna see if the witch has anything interesting.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Book of Bone Spirit, yeah, sure, I might take it. Oh, and Kings. Kings is the highest sort of to hit and damage. The highest stat is actually 100% and 100% to hit and 200% damage. So this can vary as well, as you can see. I don't need it, but it would have been nice for a warrior, I suppose. But Book of Bone Spirit is, yeah, it's a magic spell. I'll just take it because I have so much money right now. And it'll... Book of Bone Spirit, it's a magic spell. Yeah, they all are magic spells, but where we are talking lightning damage and fire damage, this is magic damage. It'll take 1/3 of the target hit points. I don't think it works on Diablo, but on other mobs it actually does. I'm not gonna use it for now. So let's see, I got 3 Infravisions. That's probably 1 more than I need. I'm just gonna pick up all my gold here and... Okay. And what I'm gonna do... I think this plate will have... Well, I think actually these items will give me quite a few bucks, so... Just feels a little lame, not sort of getting the full value of the magic items that I picked up, so pardon me, but I'm just gonna sell whatever I had. It was from a previous mistake. I had these 3 items lying up by the witch. I forgot to sell them at some other point when I was doing my usual shopping round.
What can I do for you?
So I'm gonna sell the flail, 7,000 gold, yeah, sure. The plate of harmony, yes, and the bow of giants, there we go. So now I've sold everything I wanted to sell. And I might take a bit of extra mana pots, by the way. So about Diablo, I'm pretty sure I can't use what's it called? Stone Curse on him, but I can use Holy Bolt. Actually, even though it feels like a crappy level 8 spell here with much less damage than the Fireball, it has an extremely fast cast rate and it can actually stun him. So I think I'm going to try that instead of the Fireball. I seem to remember that's a good way to deal with him. Normally you can do him with the Fireball, but the Fireball is a bit of a slower cast, even though it's more damage. But yeah, I might try with the Holy Bolt. And well, I'll explain the tactic as I go. But the 3 spells that I have now are Fireball, Holy Bolt, and Mana Shield, of course. So I'm just taking my portal down. Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna need more mana. One thing I did forget actually was that there's still a couple of mobs that I'd like to clear out. That's why I did all this sort of running from one end of the map to the other. So I'm just gonna buy some mana here. So I have a bit of extra beside what's in my belt. There's probably like, I don't know, 10 advocates inside, but as you can see, even at this level, they could drop some extremely nice gear. So one of the best items you can be, for instance, would be Obsidian Amulet of the Zodiac, for instance. Obsidian is pretty much just a rare and an attribute as Zodiac, but it's probable to get 2, or it's possible actually to get 2 stats. And it'll have to come from mobs of high level, meaning down here on hell difficulty. Anyway, I'm just gonna pop a new town portal just to make sure that I can get out, and then I'm gonna pop a Infravision so I can see the guys that are in here. Yeah, I don't do this every time, but this time it's also to I don't know, give you guys a bit of an overview of what's inside here. There's a little bit of, for people that haven't played the game, then there's a little bit of, let's say, educational value, but seeing Diablo get killed for the first time maybe. There are other ways to do him probably, but I just prefer doing it this way. It's what I'm used to, you could say. So Diablo is up in the top quadrant up here, and what I'm gonna do now is get close to him, but not too close so he aggroes me. I think I dropped him over on this side somewhere. Oh, he's actually there already. That was a bit of a problem. Because I'm not fully ready for him, you could say. So I'm just gonna... Yeah, this is a problem. It's actually sort of a big problem. Because I can't dump him. So that was a bit foolish, because I'd like to get sort of the remaining of my gear that was up in town. Oh. There we go. So yeah, that was a mistake. And it's pretty lethal for me to go down now and you know, be standing next to him, because if he casts an apocalypse spell on me. Oh, by the way, even though I cleared this before, it's always a good idea running around with a mana shield on you. But if I get down, he can cast pretty much a spell of apocalypse instant. And if he does so, I'm dead. I'm getting one-shotted. I'm probably taking like, I don't know, 200-300 damage. And I have 88 hit points, so I'll just die instantly. So what I'm doing now is pretty much the same as I did last. I have to claw my way back to... up to town. Meaning... Yeah. It's there were 3 stairs here at level 13. I can see the 2 of them, and naturally of course I need the 3rd one. But what I do is I wanna optimum in order to fight Diablo now. I need to have some distance to him so I can cast my mana shield for starters. Otherwise I'm just instantly dead, really. And I sort of lured him away from the new town portal that I made, so I should be able to get down my town portal, use my my mana shield, and when I have my mana shield, I can cast the town portal, so I can actually go inside the town portal if I want to, and sort of, yeah, sort of escape from him. I could also just use escape. Quit game or something like that, but I'd like to try and fight him, of course. There's an option that I just simply don't have, that I can't handle him. He's too powerful. And there's no reason to die, so like I said, even though this is hardcore mode, my own kind of hardcore mode, you could say. Oh. A bit like, where did I drop my... Apparently I dropped my stuff down by the blacksmith, I guess. Just going down there. No? Okay, interesting. Maybe I even... I don't know, maybe I sold my stuff? If so, then it was a... yeah. If so, that was a mistake. Ah, it's lying up there. So it was these 2 items, that's the reason why I'm walking up here again. Okay, I don't have any room, so I'm gonna drop one of these. Ah, never mind. If I can't kill Diablo with the belt that I have, meaning with the mana, just gonna go a little bit south. He's up here somewhere. I'm just gonna cast a town portal here. But other than that, I want to try and engage him. If I hit him, I can probably kill him, because he'll just be stunned and I can pretty much just, yeah, kill him from there. Can also cast a new town portal here. This way I don't have to escape quit if I want to get rid of him. I can just walk inside my portal. There it is. Come here, bro. Yeah, he's pretty much dead now, I think. As long as I can keep pushing my button here, he's not taking a lot of damage, but it's enough that he will, sort of push me away there. So yeah, it's a bit of a retarded fight, but it is what it is, right? He just died there. So there's a movie you can see when he dies. And he actually dropped some gold, but the game stops instantly and you can't do anything about it. I'm gonna let you see. You can pick up the loot, I mean, even if you dropped some. I'm gonna let you see the cutscene, guys, and then I'm gonna call it from there. So yay, Diablo killed at normal difficulty. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you around. I'll let the cutscene run.
The Soul Stone burns with hellfire as an eerie red glow blurs your vision. Fresh blood flows into your eyes, and you begin to hear the tormented whispers of the damned. You have done what you knew must be done. The essence of Diablo is contained. For now. You pray that you have become strong enough to contain the demon and keep him at bay. Although you have been fortified by your quest, you can still feel him, clawing his way up from the dark recesses of your soul. Fighting to retain control, your thoughts turn toward the ancient mystic lands of the Far East. Perhaps there, beyond the desolate wastes of Aranok, you will find an answer. Or perhaps, salvation.
Okay, guys, I'm back. So not to make too much drama and let this stand here for too long, because nothing else is gonna happen in the movie. This is it, and yeah, this was Diablo on normal difficulty. So yeah, I've seen the movie 100 times before, so I was a bit AFK. So as usual, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next game. I'm gonna spend the gold that I've earned, and that's about it. Bye bye.